Why is Jujutsu Kaisen so confusing? One moment it's a brutal kinetic fistfight. The next, it's a battle of abstract, metaphysical concepts. What is a domain expansion, and why does it feel like a cheat code? What's the difference between cursed energy, a cursed technique, and a cursed tool? Why do some people fight with weapons, some with shadows, and others with math? It's overwhelming. But it's not just random. It's a complete, intricate, and brilliant system of power. And today, this video is the only guide you will ever need. We are going to build the entire power system of Jujutsu Kaisen from the ground up, step by step. We'll start with the primordial element and build our way up to the godlike abilities that define the series. By the end, you won't just understand it, you'll appreciate the storytelling genius behind it. To understand the system, we have to start at the very bottom. Before the monsters, before the sorcerers, there is only one thing, cursed energy. So what is it? In the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, cursed energy is born from a single source, human beings. Specifically, it's the byproduct of our negative emotions. Fear, grief, anger, hate. Think of it not as magic, but as emotional radiation. It's the spiritual pollution that humanity involuntarily dumps into the world, every second of every day. A toxic byproduct of our own consciousness. In our world, this radiation might just be a bad vibe. In their world, it's a tangible, destructive force. This is the lowest level of power because everything is born from it. Now you and I, we're non-sorcerers. We leak this energy like a rusty pipe, completely unaware of it. We can't see it, we can't control it, and we can't see the things it creates. We live our lives protected by a veil of ignorance. But a sorcerer? A sorcerer sees the world for what it truly is. They see this dark, negative energy, and more importantly, they see what happens when it gathers in one place for too long. So what happens when all this emotional radiation pools together? When enough of this negative energy, this collective fear and pain, builds up in one spot, it coalesces. It gains a form of consciousness. And it becomes a cursed spirit. This is the logical next step. Cursed energy is the pollution, and cursed spirits are the monsters born from that pollution. And just like the sorcerers who hunt them, these curses are ranked on a clear scale, from lowest to highest. Grade 4, these are the weakest. The rats and insects of the cursed world. They are the creak in the haunted house, the face you see in the shadows. They're born from petty, common fears. Pathetic, but still more than capable of killing an average, unsuspecting human. Grade 3, now they have intelligence. A grade 3 is the demon in a B-list horror movie. It's smart enough to hunt, to set simple traps, and to actively terrorize. You'd need a conventional weapon, like a handgun, to even stand a chance, and even then, you'd be lucky to survive. Grade 2, this is a major jump. A grade 2 is equivalent to a shotgun. It's lethal, powerful, and absolutely requires a trained sorcerer to defeat. A normal person has zero chance. These are monsters, plain and simple, born from a more significant, shared fear. Grade 1, now we're in the big leagues. A grade 1 curse is a tank. It's pure, overwhelming destructive power. This is where the rules start to bend. These curses are so powerful, they often develop their own unique, complex abilities. They aren't just monsters anymore, they are threats to entire city blocks. And then, there is the special grade. These aren't just monsters. They are walking natural disasters. A special grade curse is an entity so powerful it defies classification. They are born not from simple fears, but from the massive, collective, and deep-seated phobias of humanity itself. Jogo is the personification of the earth, of the fear of volcanoes and fire. Nanami is the fear of the forests, of nature itself turning against mankind. But the most terrifying and perfect example is Mahito. Mahito is not born from a fear of spiders or heights. He is the cursed spirit born from humanity's fear and hatred of itself. He is the walking, talking embodiment of our terror of each other. And that is why his power is to reshape the human soul. This is the problem. A world leaking negative energy that gives birth to walking atrocities. So, who is the answer? If cursed spirits are the problem, Jujutsu sorcerers are the answer. But how do you fight cursed energy? You can't shoot it. You can't nuke it. The only way to fight cursed energy is with cursed energy. A sorcerer is a rare human who is not only aware of cursed energy, but can actively control the flow of it within their own body. Instead of leaking it passively, they can wield it as a weapon. And like their enemies, they are organized into a rigid hierarchy. But it's crucial to understand that these grades aren't just a Dragon Ball Z power level. It's a mission assignment system. It's not about who is strongest, it's about what you can be trusted to handle. Grade 4, the entry level. This is a sorcerer in training, like Maki was at the start. They can see curses and can be trusted to clean up grade 4 curses. They're still learning. Grade 3, a fully fledged sorcerer. This is Nobara Kujisaki at the beginning of the series. You are officially a professional, capable of handling grade 3 curses on your own. Grade 2, now you're a serious player, capable of independent missions. Think Toji Inumaki or a younger Megumi. You are a reliable, powerful sorcerer, trusted to handle dangerous assignments. Grade 1, these are the elite. The true masters of their craft. A grade 1 sorcerer is a force of nature. They are tactical, powerful, and deeply understand the rules of the world. The perfect archetype of a grade 1 is Kento Nanami. Nanami isn't just powerful, he's a professional. He's tactical, pragmatic, and his entire fighting style is built around efficiency. He is the benchmark for what a top-tier sorcerer, a true leader, looks like. And then, just like the curses, there is the special grade. These are the rule breakers. The nukes of the Jujutsu world. There are only 4 recognized special grade sorcerers in modern history: Satoru Gojo, Suguru Geto, Yuto Okatsu, and Yuki Tsukumo. This rank isn't just strong. This rank is a political statement. To be a special grade means you're so overwhelmingly powerful that you are a one-man army capable of overthrowing an entire country by yourself. This is the pinnacle of human potential. This is the highest rank you can achieve. Okay. So sorcerers and curses are both fueled by the same thing, cursed energy. So why are their fights so weird? Why can one person only punch hard, while another can summon shadows, and another can bend space itself? This is the middle level, and it's the most important part of the entire system. This is the difference between having fuel and having an engine. The default for everyone is cursed energy reinforcement. This is the base level. It's using your cursed energy to reinforce your body. You punch harder. You run faster. You become more durable. This is the bread and butter of Jujutsu. It's what separates a sorcerer from a normal human, and it's what Yuji Itadori masters first. But the real power, the power that defines a sorcerer, is their innate technique. This is the most crucial concept. An innate technique is a unique one-of-a-kind cursed power that is carved into the sorcerer's soul from the moment they are born. This is not magic they learn. It's a unique power they have to discover and interpret. It's less like learning a skill and more like learning to play a bizarre, complex instrument that only you have access to. Let's use 3 clear examples. 1. Gojo's Limitless. Gojo doesn't just stop things. His innate technique is based on a real-world mathematical concept, Zeno's paradox. The Limitless brings this paradox to life. He's not creating a wall, he's forcing infinity into the space between him and an object, so it never reaches him. He's not just powerful, his technique is philosophically broken. 2. Megumi's 10 Shadows. He doesn't just summon beasts out of thin air. His innate technique allows him to tame shadows and give them form. It's an inherited, living technique. He has to fight, defeat, and subjugate these shadows to add them to his arsenal. His power is a process, not a button press. 3. Nanami's ratio technique. This is the perfect example of a non-flashy but brilliant technique. Nanami is a pragmatist. His soul is that of an office worker. So his innate technique ratio allows him to impose a 7-to-3 ratio on any target, creating an artificial weak point. He's literally forcing a critical hit onto his opponent through sheer force of will. The storytelling power of this is incredible. A sorcerer's technique is a direct reflection of their soul. Finally, there are barrier techniques. These are the utility magic of the JJK world. Creating a curtain to hide a fight from the public, or trapping an opponent in a small room. These are the fundamental skills that form the foundation for the most powerful ability of all. Now we're at the top. This is the highest level of Jujutsu. These are the techniques that separate the strong from the legendary. If you can't master these, you will never, ever be the strongest. First, there's the Black Flash. Do not be fooled. This is not just a critical hit. That's what it looks like. What it is a state of perfect, transcendent concentration. A black flash is a distortion in space that occurs when cursed energy is applied within 0.000001 seconds of a physical hit. When a sorcerer lands a black flash, it's not just a punch. It is a moment of pure, instinctual flow. It is the sorcerer touching the very core of cursed energy. And for a time, it puts them in the zone, allowing them to tap into a level of power and understanding they couldn't before. It's not a move, it's a state of flow. Second, there's Reverse Cursed Technique, RCT. This is the most confusing one for new fans, but the analogy is simple. Cursed energy, as we established, is negative energy. A domain expansion is not just a power-up. It is a sorcerer projecting their soul onto reality itself. They use their cursed technique and cursed energy to paint the world inside their own mind. They are, for a brief time, God. This technique, which uses a massive amount of cursed energy, has one absolute rule: any attack launched within the domain is a guaranteed hit. How do you beat a domain? You can try to flee. You can try to overpower it with your own domain. Or, if you're a genius, you can find a hole in its rules. But most importantly, a domain is the ultimate character expression. Look at Gojo's Unlimited Void. It's a perfect reflection of his Limitless technique. He doesn't kill you with a fist. He traps you inside infinity itself, overwhelming your mind with so much information that you are instantly catatonic. Now look at Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine. It is a divine, open-air masterpiece. It's so arrogant, so powerful, that it doesn't even need a barrier to trap you. It is, as the king himself, a divine technique, and it simply exists, shredding everything within its radius. A domain is the sorcerer's soul, made manifest. Finally, what about the people who don't fit? The system is complex, but it has loopholes. These are the rule breakers. First, heavenly restriction. This is a binding vow placed on a person at birth. A trade-off. The most famous examples are Toji Fushiguro and Maki Zen'in. Their restriction? They sacrificed every last drop of cursed energy. They have 0. In exchange, they were gifted superhuman physical prowess that borders on the divine. They are the ultimate system breakers. They are so physically powerful they can overwhelm even the most elite sorcerers, and because they have no cursed energy, they are invisible to the system. Second, binding vows. These are the contracts of the JJK world. A sorcerer can make a vow with themselves or with others to gain power. The rule is simple: you give up something to gain something. The most famous example? Nanami's overtime. By vowing to restrict his cursed energy during his work hours, Nanami builds up a reserve. The moment 6 p.m. hits and he loosens his tie, that stored up power is unleashed, making him significantly stronger. He is literally selling his post-work hours for a power-up. It's the ultimate metaphor for a salaryman, and a perfect example of how the JJK system is as much about rules as it is about power. From a single drop of negative emotion, the world of Jujutsu Kaisen blossoms into one of the most complex, brutal, and brilliant systems of power ever written. It's a world that starts with a simple concept, that feelings can be a weapon, and builds upon it, layer by layer, until it reaches a level of metaphysical, philosophical warfare. It's not just about who punches harder. It's a battle of interpretation, of philosophy, of efficiency, and ultimately, of the self. Now that you're a master of the system, it's time to analyze the players. The system is the what. But the characters are the why. And there are so many stories to tell. Want a complete chronicle on the tragic life of Satoru Gojo? Or the heartbreaking downfall of Suguru Geto? This is your channel. You tell me. Comment below with the one character, event, or complete chronicle you want us to deconstruct next. And if you're new here, then subscribe to the Storyteller's Guide.